Welcome back to Windsor Chronicles, the podcast where we peel back the palace curtains and uncover the stories behind the royal headlines. I'm your host, and today's episode dives into one of the most dramatic royal developments in years. Prince Andrew has officially surrendered his royal titles and honours. But here's the twist. While his titles are gone, his luxurious home at Royal Lodge is not. So, what really happened behind the palace gates? And what does this mean for the monarchy's already fragile image? Let's unpack it. It all started with yet another late Friday news drop, the kind the royal household loves to slip in when they hope the world won't notice. After months of quiet palace chatter and increasing pressure, Prince Andrew, once known as His Royal Highness the Duke of York, released a statement saying he would discontinue the use of his royal titles and honours. In his own words, Andrew said, "The continued accusations surrounding him have become a distraction to King Charles and the royal family's work." He claimed that, with His Majesty's agreement, this decision was made to protect the institution and the monarchy's focus. But let's be honest, this wasn't voluntary. It was inevitable. For years, Prince Andrew's ties to Jeffrey Epstein have haunted the royal family like a shadow that won't fade. And just last week, the Daily Mail released an explosive 2011 email between Andrew and Epstein, proof that the prince had continued contact long after he claimed to have cut ties. The palace reportedly went into full crisis mode. Behind closed doors, discussions turned from "what do we do with Andrew" to "how fast can we make this go away?" And so, here we are. Andrew is now stripped of his formal honours. But what's fascinating is that this doesn't mean total exile. Because while he's no longer His Royal Highness the Duke of York, Andrew still gets to live in luxury at Royal Lodge, a grand estate on the Windsor Castle grounds. Why? Because his lease is a private agreement with the Crown Estate, not something the king can simply revoke overnight. And it seems this deal came with quiet compromises. In exchange for surrendering his titles, Andrew keeps his home, and likely a few privileges that will never be listed in any official statement. According to palace insiders, this arrangement was King Charles's way of drawing a firm line, while avoiding a messy public eviction that could spark sympathy for his disgraced brother. It's royal damage control, 2025 style. But there's another figure tied into this story, Sarah Ferguson. For decades, she's been known as the Duchess of York. But with Andrew's titles gone, that name no longer applies. From now on, she'll simply be known as Sarah Ferguson, a title she's already used professionally for years. Yet she's not leaving Royal Lodge either. The former couple will continue living together under one roof, maintaining their famously unconventional arrangement. Separate lives, same address, and now, no titles. It's a strange modern royal setup, but perhaps one that suits them perfectly. Meanwhile, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, Andrew and Sarah's daughters, won't be affected by this decision. Their titles remain intact, but they too face the quiet burden of being tied to a scandal that never seems to fade. And make no mistake, the Epstein connection still casts a long, dark shadow. There are ongoing investigations in both the UK and the US, and while Andrew has denied all wrongdoing, his refusal to sit for further interviews only fuels speculation that there's more to the story than the palace wants to admit. Now, let's talk legacy and power. This move, while dramatic, also shifts the spotlight firmly onto King Charles. The monarch is navigating one of the most challenging reigns in modern history, balancing public trust, family tension, and health concerns, all while trying to modernize an institution built on secrecy. By allowing Andrew to keep Royal Lodge, Charles may be avoiding open conflict for now. But the question remains, is this justice or just royal self-preservation? And when the time comes, will Prince William, the next in line, be willing to take the harsher step his father didn't, evicting Andrew completely? Many believe that day is coming. It's worth remembering how far Andrew has fallen. Once celebrated as a war hero and favoured son of Queen Elizabeth II, he now stands as a cautionary tale of privilege, arrogance, and poor judgment. His royal life is effectively over, yet he still clings to the remnants of comfort and status, the trappings of a title he no longer holds. And the irony: while the Duke of York title is gone, it can't just vanish. It's a hereditary peerage, one steeped in history, once held by the Queen's own father before he became King George VI. To officially remove it would require an Act of Parliament. So yes, even stripped of honours, the story isn't over. So where does this leave us? A prince without a title, a duchess without a crown, and a monarchy once again caught balancing tradition with scandal. Andrew's story is a reminder that even within the royal walls, accountability comes slowly, if at all. But it also marks a quiet victory for transparency. For once, the palace couldn't hide behind silence. And as the world watches the House of Windsor evolve, one truth becomes clearer than ever. Royal blood may be blue, but consequences still run red. You've been listening to Windsor Chronicles, where we uncover the stories behind the monarchy's carefully polished image. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow, share, and join me next time, as we continue exploring the secrets, power struggles, and humanity behind the crown. Until then, I'm your host, and this has been The Fall of a Prince. Andrew loses his titles, but keeps his palace.